My name is Aisha, and for a long time I was the kind of woman who begged to be loved, begged for time, begged for attention, honesty, reassurance, and effort, begged because I believed love could be saved and patience would change everything, begged quietly by overgiving and understanding even when I was breaking, and begged loudly through tears, long messages, sleepless nights, and conversations that went nowhere. Until one day something inside my mind changed forever, because there comes a moment in a woman's life that cannot be seen from the outside. It doesn't arrive with noise or drama. There is no final argument, no slammed doors, no loud goodbye. It arrives quietly like a breath she didn't know she was holding finally being released. That moment is when a woman stops begging, not because she stopped caring or loving, but because she finally understood that love should never require humiliation, self-abandonment, or constant pleading, and a woman only begs when she still believes, when she sees potential, remembers the good days, and hopes that if she explains herself one more time, loves harder, or sacrifices a little more, things will change. So she waits, adjusts, forgives, compromises, lowers her voice when she wants to scream, swallows her pain so the relationship can breathe, convinces herself that her needs are too much, her emotions too heavy, her expectations too high. But begging doesn't just hurt a woman's heart. It slowly rewires her mind, because every time she has to ask for the bare minimum, something inside her self-respect erodes. Every time her feelings are dismissed or ignored, her inner voice grows quieter. She starts asking herself if she is too sensitive, if she is asking for too much, why she has to fight so hard to be loved. She begins to measure her worth through someone else's effort, waits for replies like validation, reads between lines because clarity was never offered, stays because leaving feels like failure, and the most dangerous part is that she starts normalizing emotional neglect and teaches herself how to survive without being held, without being heard, without being chosen, until the change slowly happens after the same conversations repeat, the same promises break, the same tears fall with no comfort waiting, and one day she still feels the pain but no longer feels the urge to explain it, still loves but no longer feels the need to prove it, still cares but is tired of convincing someone to care back. And that is when the begging stops, not because the pain ended, but because the hope did. And when a woman stops begging, her mind wakes up and becomes clear. She starts seeing patterns instead of excuses, understands that consistency is a choice, not a personality trait, realizes that effort is not something you beg for, but something freely given. Her thoughts change to, if they wanted to, they would. Love should not feel like this. I deserve peace, not confusion. She stops romanticizing struggle, stops confusing attachment with love, stops believing suffering is proof of loyalty. Her mind stops negotiating with pain, and from the outside it looks like she is still there, still talking, still responding, still showing up. But inside, she has already begun to leave. She stops over-explaining, stops initiating difficult conversations, stops asking why, stops waiting for change. And people think she became distant suddenly, without realizing she distanced herself slowly every time she felt unheard. Because a woman who stops begging starts thinking logically instead of emotionally, evaluates behavior instead of words, measures consistency instead of promises, listens to actions louder than apologies, asks herself if the relationship brings peace or pain, if she is growing or shrinking, if she would advise someone she loves to stay. And once logic replaces emotion, there is no going back. Because when a woman reaches this stage, the change is permanent, apologies and promises no longer hit the same. Because her mind remembers the nights she cried alone, her heart remembers how long she waited, her soul remembers how invisible she felt. She may forgive, but she will never unsee. And when a woman stops begging, she becomes emotionally independent, no longer needing validation, reassurance, or fear of abandonment, because she learned how to stand alone. And this independence is not coldness, but strength. She loves differently now, carefully, selectively, honestly, becomes calm. Because chaos is no longer welcome, selective because she knows her limits, quiet because she no longer wastes words where they're not valued. And if you ever lose a woman who stopped begging, understand this. You did not lose her when she walked away. You lost her every time she had to ask to be loved. Remind you of her worth. Feel alone while being with you. Because by the time she leaves, she has already mourned the relationship, and you are just finding out. And this is the truth. When a woman stops begging, her mind changes forever. She no longer asks for love, she allows it. No longer chases, she attracts. No longer settles, she chooses. And the woman who once begged would have done anything to stay. But the woman who stopped begging will never return, because once a woman learns the value of her peace, there is no price high enough to make her give it away again.